Hi Sam. I'm glad to see you today. Are you ready to learn a new word?
Hi Alex. Yes, I'm excited. What's the word today?
Today we're diving into the word.
Kultur.
It means culture in English.
Kultur.
That sounds interesting. What exactly does it mean?
Kultur.
Can refer to the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation or group. It's a broad term covering everything from food to music to traditions. The most common meaning is related to arts and traditions, but be careful, as it can sometimes be confused with the English word
Kult.
I see, that makes sense. Are there any grammatical details I should know?
Yes.
Kultur.
Is a feminine noun, so we use the article.
Die.
The plural form is.
Kulturen.
You might say,
Ich liebe die Kultur.
for I love the culture. In the past tense, you would say,
Ich liebte die Kultur.
for I love the culture, and in the perfect tense, it becomes,
Ich habe die Kultur geliebt.
Got it. And what about the imperative?
since
Kultur.
is a noun, there's no imperative form. But if we were discussing something like,
Kultivieren.
meaning to cultivate, you could say,
Kultiviere die Kultur.
for cultivate the culture.
That's really helpful. Where does the word
Kultur.
come from?
Kultur.
Comes from the Latin word,
Cultura.
which means cultivation. It originally referred to the cultivation of the land but evolved to encompass the broader cultural aspects of society.
Wow, that's fascinating. So it has a rich history.
Absolutely. Now let's break down the word. The prefix here is,
Cool.
which doesn't have a separate meaning in this context. The root is,
Tor.
which relates to growth or development. Since this isn't a compound word, we can't break it down further, but you can think of it as something that grows and develops in society.
That's a cool way to think about it. Are there any similar words in German?
Yes, there are quite a few. For instance, with the same prefix, you have,
Kult.
which means cult, and,
Kultivierung.
meaning cultivation. With a similar suffix, you can find words like,
Bildung.
which means education, and,
Erziehung.
meaning upbringing.
Interesting. What's another example?
Another one is,
Subkultur.
which means subculture. And with the same compound pattern, you might want to look at
Landkultur.
meaning agriculture, or
Kunstkultur.
referring to art culture.
Those examples really help. Can we practice using
Kultur,
in some sentences?
Of course. Imagine you're at a cultural event. You could start with
Ich besuche die Kulturveranstaltung.
which means I'm attending the cultural event.
I'll try.
ich besuche die Kulturveranstaltung.
Perfect. Another situation could be discussing a book. You might say,
Das Buch beschreibt die Kultur von Deutschland.
meaning the book describes the culture of Germany.
Das Buch beschreibt die Kultur von Deutschland.
Great job. Lastly, if you are traveling, you could say,
Ich möchte die Kultur kennenlernen.
which means I want to get to know the culture.
Ich möchte die Kultur kennenlernen.
You're doing wonderfully. Now, let's talk about memory hints. Since
Kultur.
is feminine, you might remember it by the ending, which is common for feminine nouns in German.
That's a good tip.
And you could visualize a woman holding a globe, illustrating how culture is all around the world.
I like that. Are there any usage notes for
Kultur,
Yes, it's generally used in both formal and informal contexts. Common collocations include
Kultur verstehen.
meaning to understand culture,
Kultur schätzen.
meaning to appreciate culture, and
Kultur fördern.
meaning to promote culture. Just remember it's often confused with,
Kult.
but they have different meanings.
I'll keep that in mind.
Let's use some example sentences again. For instance, you could say,
Die Kultur in Japan ist sehr unterschiedlich.
meaning the culture in Japan is very different.
die Kultur in Japan ist sehr unterschiedlich.
Another one is,
Wir haben die Kultur studiert.
which translates to we studied the culture.
Wir haben die Kultur studiert.
Great. And how about a question? You can ask,
Welche Kultur magst du am meisten?
meaning which culture do you like the most?
Welche Kultur magst du am meisten?
Excellent. Now, let's do a quick recall check. What is the gender of?
Kultur.
It's feminine, right?
Yes. Good. What is the plural form?
Kulturen.
Correct. How do you say I love the culture in German?
Ich liebe die Kultur.
Right again. What's the Latin origin of?
Kultur.
It comes from,
Kultura.
meaning cultivation.
Exactly. And can you give an example of a similar word?
Maybe.
Kult.
Yes. You're on a roll.
Thanks, Alex. This has been really fun and informative.
I'm glad to hear that. Remember,
Kultur.
is all about growth and development in society. Keep practicing, and you'll get even better.
I will. Thanks for the encouragement.
You're welcome, Sam. See you next time for more vocabulary adventures.